back for episode 19, and we've got our first female in the in the house, Coach Gomez. Thank you very much for coming on. You've driven a long way to see us today.
Yeah.
About 200 miles, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, yeah.
First podcast.
Yep.
So let me get this right. Football coach.
Yes.
Fitness coach.
Yes.
Skateboarder.
Yes.
Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good at doing keepy ups.
Yes, I guess so. You've been watching. You did.
You've got a bit of everything, a bit of absolutely everything.
Yeah, I like to.
But as you say, spread your wings far. You're Coach Gomez, so that's one of the reasons I want to get on. I coach, you coach. There'll be some questions about coaching just shortly. I've got to start off just straight in. First question is the same. How good a football player were you as a child?
How good? Well, I didn't play for a team until I was like much older. So I played when my brother was playing football with my friends. I played in school. I played everywhere, basically, like outside, in the beach, outdoor, but never as a player. But I think I love the techers.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy the most. So I'm not going to say I was the best player, but I like to do nutmegs all the time, and I still do. So I'll say not too bad in terms of skills.
Yep.
But I believe I'm a better player as a five-a-side, like futsal, than football.
I don't know if people listening can tell from Coach Gomez or Carla's accent. She's Spanish. How much of that style came into your play as a kid? Techers we're talking about?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I think, yeah.
Is that something that kind of gets taught?
In Scotland?
It gets taught in Scotland more now.
Yeah, now much more.
Yeah, much more now with like you've got Curva coaching these days. It's all about ball mastery.
Yes, much more than 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Did as a kid were you taught a lot of technical skills more than anything?
In Spain we do a lot of tiki-taka, a lot of technical skills, a lot of ball mastery, to control the ball with any part of your foot, and then just master that, and then after that it comes passing, tactics and all of the rest, crossing, shooting, but yeah.
Do you believe creating a good individual player benefits a team regardless?
Of course, like big time.
Yep.
Yeah, like this is one of the key points. And for success as well, for confidence, if you're confident with the ball, then you can, put your head up and then have more options at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I've said it before, you need game winners in a team, and game winners are normally the kids that have got the most confidence and are willing to go and do something that the other kids maybe aren't going to do. And why wouldn't you teach that? It's simple. Talked a little bit about ball mastery, keepy ups. How many keepy ups can you do, Carla?
Well, I will lie to you. I'm not too sure. I counted like ages ago, but I couldn't say. Sometimes I get 10, sometimes I get 100, sometimes I get like 5. It depends. It depends how focused I am. But I will lie to you. I never keep this like the highest score. I'm not really competitive on that unless someone is saying, I'll do more than you. So then I will just start doing it. So
you like a challenge?
Yeah, I do like the challenge.
For kids, I've always said keepy ups are quite an important skill. It teaches you close ball control, which is probably one of the best skills. How long did you spend doing keepy ups as a kid to get to
all the time?
level?
That was the only thing I was doing.
Yep.
My brother will be playing in the pitch, and then I will be on the sidelines with my friends, all boys, by the way. And then they will be always doing keepy ups, and then I was just copying them and then doing keepy ups while my brother was playing for 90 minutes. So that was all the time. Basically that's all I did. Just skills on the spot.
And it's paid off.
That's what I did to children. The first thing to do, keepy ups.
Yeah,
let's
fantastic.
do. And they look at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, keep the ball up. Well, I don't know how to do it. Well, just practice and get better. But usually every time I start a session, they just do 1, 2 max. You've got the odd kid that does like 10, 20, but not many of them knows how to. But that was me out of boredom, You just do keepy uppies. Even in the house. You've got your mom screaming, start with the ball.
Even with like a football, just something that'll stay up. A balloon, I used to do it with a balloon.
I used to do it with a balloon as well.
I think I was fantastic. I've done 200 with a balloon. It's a balloon, man. It's a balloon, As a child, was it always a competition against the boys?
Well, I was the only girl basically playing. There was not many options or teams or anything to join unless you were a man or a boy. So yeah, I always play with the boys.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy playing with boys.
Yeah.
Like big time.
Teaches you well, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
toughens you up.
Toughens you up indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
So I like the good. I like the rough tackles.
Yep, love it. Love to hear that from a female. Absolutely love that. Okay, still kind of sticking with you now. Growing up, who would you say was your football idol?
Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
He was the best. Like watching him was like a dream. So all the things that he did on the air, on the spot, like he didn't even care. He was not worried at all.
Nice.
So yeah. So I always wanted to be like him, always. But I guess that's why I was on the sidelines doing just keep it up and then do crazy things with the ball around the world, this and that. You know.
yeah. He would do that on the pitch.
Yeah,
so,
that's why. You like if you're a player, if you're a coach and you see someone doing these crazy things, you'll be like, stop it, let's go, focus. But it was so natural for him.
Absolutely.
So natural. Same as Maradona, I think.
Ryan, would you want to tell us his prison story?
Oh, right. Yeah. Are we going there, are we?
Yeah, we'll go for his prison story. I
so-
quite like this.
A couple of years ago, Ronaldinho got into a bit of bother by he didn't have a passport, or he had fake passports or something like that, trying to enter Paraguay, I believe it was.
Okay.
So he was then detained in Paraguay in jail for a long period of time, actually. It was like a couple months. And I was looking through his Wikipedia because I was trying to like tell someone the story about him being in Paraguay in jail. And again, at discretion, Wikipedia can be edited by anyone. But apparently he was involved in the Paraguayan jail football tournament and ended up with like a like the tournament record of like 45 goals and like 60 assists or something. And I was
Stop.
like, of all the things.
Who's recording
Stop.
this? Aye.
Stop it.
So had a good season there, it would appear, his
Absolutely.
little loan move. that he
Yeah.
had.
Aye. So yeah, they record these things. Just shows how popular the guy is, though,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think he still play right now, by the way. The legend in
I
Barcelona.
see him legend games, yeah,
Yep,
quite a
yep,
lot.
yep.
Yeah, and you know what? I always feel so sorry for England in these soccer aid games because you look at the rest of the world line up and it's like Zidane and Bergkamp and that, and they've got like Vernon Kane goals, you know, and they've got like a Radio 1 DJ playing centre half, and they're coming up against Patrick Kluivert, and it's like, boys, this isn't fair.
It's mad though, because like the guy that always scores for the rest of the world ends up being like someone out of Kasabian or something. Like it's not even him who wins the game.
Soccer aid, brilliant games. Okay, so sticking with kind of early ones, I'll go back to, you kind of said before you're not so good at memories, but my first World Cup, and I think you're only 2 years younger than me, Carla, and I'll not give away my age on the camera.
Good. Very good. Keep it secret.
So my first World Cup was 1998. That was roughly. So I'm reckoning yours probably 2002, 2006, in between that. Again, we're going back to Ronaldinho. Is that the first thing that you think of when you think of that
Yes.
World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
Brazil team.
Yes.
R9, Rivaldo,
Yes, Rivaldo, yep.
Roberto Carlos, Cafu.
Cafu was
Yeah,
something else.
Yeah, just
I mean, all the Brazilian players at the end of the day are like
it's got to be a Brazilian.
machines. Yeah, you have to be Brazilian.
You've got to be Brazilian. Being a Spaniard, is it always going to be a flair player that sticks out to you? Or can you appreciate a player like Roy Keane, for example, or Sergio Busquets? Obviously he's Spanish, but he's a tough tackler, he's a hard worker, he's not known for his player. Can you appreciate that, or are you just all about the flair, the glitz, the glamour?
No, I do
Yeah.
appreciate the good tacklers, like the strong tacklers and the big ones, the big guys.
Is there anyone that kind of sticks out for you when you think, right,
As a defender, you mean?
defender, defensive midfielder?
Carlos Puyol.
Yeah.
This one of my big players as well. When I saw him play, they used to call him Shark, El Tiburón in Spanish. And
Okay.
he was one of the ones, the captain as well, that honestly, he will just die for his team.
Scary guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Huge guy.
Very scary guy.
Yeah.
And I
don't know if you can remember. It's like, old times. But he was.
I always remember he was in the early Spain team with Hierro, Fernando Hierro,
Yep.
Michel Salgado.
Yes, Michel Salgado.
You had Morientes and Mendieta and this kind of early Spanish team. But Puyol was the one that seemed to last through to these
until the end.
to 2010, 2012 teams from these early Raúl-based teams.
Raúl, yeah.
Stands out alone. The hair alone.
I mean, the
know.
hair, yeah, it's like in your face. You know, you will never forget.
No, you won't.
You will not forget.
No, you can just see the top of the head.
That's
You
it.
know who it is. Like PK was an Irish one. It was a fantastic player.
Not many. They don't mention much Piqué, but he's a good player as well.
And I think because he played in such a good Barcelona team, it's obviously based around Messi in the midfield. He's so underrated.
Yeah. Well, I think all the teams actually they underestimate the defenders. They
Yep.
always talk about the goals, attackers, midfielders, but they forget about what's happening on the back, and that what keeps a clean sheet as well for the goalkeeper. So,
Absolutely.
That's why. Well, yeah, I'll talk later about it, but yeah, I admire the defenders a lot.
Pep's record at Barcelona was pretty good for clean sheets, I'm pretty sure. And I always remember Pep's games either being 1-0 with a winner with 5 minutes to go, or you were 5-0 up by half time. And
Crazy.
it would finish 7-8-0, something like that. And just a pure, we've spoke about that many times on here. That
I always remember was it 5-0 against Real Madrid at the Camp Nou, and it was 2011. So it was obviously the Messi, Ronaldo, Pep, Jose kind of like just embarrassed them.
Yeah.
Really. One thing that I wanted to ask Carla is in Spain, how kind of alongside Puyol and all the kind of flair technical players, Xavi, Iniesta and all that, how up there is David Villa in Spain? Because considering he wasn't really a flair player, he was obviously a goal scorer
But
that fit into like a system with Barcelona and stuff, but was very important for the national team during that Spanish dominance, right?
I think he was the key player as well. I'll say, but not many people talked about him. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
okay.
not used to these things. You tell me, so he was key player. He scored many goals, but he's not mentioned any in the Spanish papers either. So, like again, I don't know the why, but I think should be some players that are not mentioned because they're not technically good.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. They're not put in the paper. So.
One of the ones that always stuck out to me is Spain that was industrious, hard-working, was Marcos Senna. Was huge in
Villarreal player,
huge in them early Spain teams. And he goes under the radar because he was quickly replaced by Xabi Alonso and Busquets, and two world-class players in themselves. But that 2008 Spain team going into the Confederations Cup in 2009 was
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
It was.
I think Torres. I remember Spain playing Tahiti in the Confederations Cup and it ended up being about 12, 13 nil, something like that. Torres had about 8 goals in that game and they were just off the charts.
After another.
Is that the last question to you both? Is that the last great international dynasty we've had?
2010, right?
So I'm trying to think other international dynasties. So we've obviously had the France team of the last 4 years that have been very good. Very good.
And
I don't think they're on the Spanish level yet.
No.
Has any country won 3 in a row?
Nobody's won 3 in a row, but I think great teams can be compared. You can compare the Holland team of the late 80s and early 90s, no doubt.
Well, the thing is with that Spanish team is it was very much heavily dominated by Barcelona, Real Madrid players.
Yeah.
And then you had your David Silva in there as well from Man City and stuff like that. But I think they were all playing in La Liga. They were all taught a certain philosophy that fit into the Spanish model, right? We discussed it last time with Scotland and England always kind of failing at the hurdle, and we always thought, is it because they're two kind of intense rivalries and there's like a lot more pragmatism, I would guess, in football over this side of the world, where in La Liga, there's a certain philosophy and very few teams play outside of that, right? So, I mean, that's just kind of my thoughts.
I always feel as well that, like, you look at the Premier League and it's always about the manager and what style he plays. But if you go to Spain, 18 out of them 20 teams will play the same style of football and it's good. It's good to watch. And you'll maybe get your Atletico Madrid, who obviously play like Atletico Madrid and they play dirty football. I'm not going to dirty football. And Villarreal play like Barcelona, but I think they do it better.
Barcelona is really bad this year.
Yeah.
Well, in the last year. Yeah.
Last 2 seasons.
I just
I'd
support
say.
the women's Barcelona right now. Before it was men's.
They're
and
playing
now
today
it's,
as well, weren't they?
Go again?
Barcelona women were playing today, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, against Lyon.
Yeah. What was the score, do you know?
No, I haven't checked. I was busy driving, but...
Save that for yourself then.
Oh, I want to know now.
I don't want a disappointment.
I want to know
Get a
now. Do
drum
you know?
roll over.
Okay,
Check
right.
it, check
well,
it. Oh, I don't want to
you're gonna have
cry.
to- While you're doing that, Ryan, I'm going to get the next question in. How did you first become a coach? Very first. What was the first thing you ever coached?
Martial arts.
Yeah.
I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. So that was
Yeah.
the first thing. When I got injured when I was 14, 15, I believe. I just can't remember, but something like that. I got injured and then my coach asked me to, start coaching.
Yeah.
Because I was training every week, every day of the week. So she asked me to start coaching to help because it was really depressing from going to train every day to do nothing. Yeah, it was a big shock. So my coach said, "Do you want to help?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I started there,
Yeah.
my coaching career. And then I ended up doing martial arts. Then I did a bit of mixed sports. Then I did a bit of water sports, skimboarding, a bit of surfing. And then I ended up doing football. And then that's where I focus more, football.
Yeah.
Because water sports in Scotland,
Bit cold.
bit cold, eh?
Bit cold. Got me a scoreline, Ryan?
So, the Champions League, UEFA Women's Champions League, Barcelona 2,
Okay.
Lyon 0.
Vamos,
Yeah.
vamos.
There we go. We'll take that. Okay.
Who scored? Do you know?
Bonmati and Putellas?
Putellas,
Yeah,
Putellas, yeah.
Putellas.
You're going to be
Two
brilliant.
strong players. Very strong.
We've got Carla here for pronunciations.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I'm bad
okay.
enough butchering Scottish names, yet alone from Spain.
Did
so.
I ever tell you about? I was obviously in Spain last year, and I decided to say, I can't remember. It was muchas gracias.
Yeah.
And I'd learned to say something else about my money, but I realised at this point in the conversation, the woman in the shop thought I spoke Spanish and started speaking back to me in Spanish, and I'm like. Just blank look,
No.
and I'm like, nope. That
also-
2 sentences was it. So yeah, that's as much as it goes. Okay,
That was
going on from coaching, strengths and weaknesses. What would you say is your biggest strength, and what would you say is your biggest weakness as a coach? Because everyone's got them.
Do I have to say the weakness?
You have to.
It's very obvious, but
You have to say the weakness. Yeah, you can't improve
yeah.
yourself without.
no, of course. I know my weaknesses, and I like people to give me feedback so that I can improve in my weakness, which I've
Absolutely.
been working on, but it's
Me
really
too.
hard. Shall I start with the weakness then?
Yeah, we'll start
I'm
with
a
weakness.
bad
and we'll
loser.
finish strong.
I am a bad loser,
That's what makes a good coach.
really bad loser, but don't like to lose in anything. I can deal with it now. I worked on it, but it's really hard for me.
Yep.
To put like all the effort and then seeing the players working really hard and then just because of a mistake just slips off your hands. That's one of my weakness.
Are you a shouter?
Yeah, I'm Spanish, so when I talk, they say I shout. So I believe I'm a shouter. Yeah.
Is there a few expletives in Spanish that they don't understand?
Usually when I'm on the lines, and I just go, "Come on, chicas!" and I just scream a lot in Spanish, and I swear a lot in Spanish, so they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of the girls have learned a bit of Spanish swearing those days, but yeah. I scream on the lines usually to tell them what I need to do. I need from them. A positive thing or like a strength, I think it would be communication. I like to talk with the players a lot. I like to, ask them what I need from them. And then also I think I'm a really good building a player's confidence. That's one of my strengths.
Huge.
And it's really good because I've got so many girls coming. Usually I have more girls now coming to me asking to help them up to build the confidence. You see a player, she's 12, she's 14, 16. They play like madly. They play better than, honestly, a player that has been playing for years. But they don't have the confidence. As soon as they're on the pitch, they lose it. And I'm really good at, like analyzing that and then telling them and then recording, showing them, And it's really good because they go back to the pitch and then they just give it all. So this is good. I think. And I'm really supportive.
Yeah.
I like the sport. And encourage them. And to do so many mistakes. They sometimes are scared to make mistakes when they're passing or when they're doing a skill because they've been taught to don't do skills and then just focus on passing, crossing, and that's what we want. And just clear the ball. Hello? Coach Gomez is not clearing the ball. When I started in the University of Edinburgh, that was table tennis. That wasn't football. Ball was everywhere. I said to the girls, no. We're going to keep the ball down.
Yeah.
We're starting from the goalkeeper. And then we move the ball. We're not just going to just kick the ball anywhere or when the ball comes into me and is getting close to the goal, we'll just clear it. No. We'll get the possession, pass it back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They were so nervous at the beginning, the first year, because I've been coaching them for 2 years now. So nervous. But now we play our game, which is like ball on the ground, pass, move, a couple skills sometimes. But yeah.
And they know what to do.
Yeah.
They know what to do.
I won't say I'm the best coach, but like the things that you would work in Spain, I think I'm just implementing it here. I really like Spanish and Scottish football. If it was a mix of like strength, brutality,
a little bit of flair and tiki-taka.
Yeah. That would be the best football.
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely. No, I like that.
What do you think?
If you could give the Scottish national team a little bit of passing flair about them, I think we'd be all right. We just seem
not all right, good.
We just seem to be getting good at getting lucky results and grinding out games. Our last game against yourselves was pretty good, and I think that was the last time Spain have actually been beat, I'm pretty sure. Or no, Rodri, wasn't it? It was Rodri's for a while. Rodri hadn't been beaten up a competitive game for over a year. And the previous one was Scotland. That was the one where he moaned that the grass was too long on the pitch. So I would absolutely take that for Scotland. But compared to where I see Scotland 20 years ago to where they are now,
it's
I'm
crazy.
happy. I'll take it. Yeah. And
He changed a lot.
You're probably bound to be the opposite of Spain.
Spain has been, every year is worse and worse. I'm sorry for the Spaniards that are listening, but it's getting worse. Even my favorite team, Barcelona, I don't know what's happening those days.
Yeah.
It looks like the tiki-taka is not working anymore, or like the tactics they're doing are not working. They just need to reinvent themselves, I think, my point of view, and be a bit more aggressive, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what like Scotland have, as well as England, The players are like huge and strong.
Yep.
But before, ages ago in Spain, the ball was moving so fast, bang, 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 and you couldn't keep up. But yeah, watching them is really sore.
I think the Germans have had a lot to do with it the last couple of years. Klopp has...
Klopp.
This pressing style, there's just...
stressing them out.
It's taken over the world. It's taken over youth football. You're bound to see it. High press at youth football.
That's what I'm trying to do now as well. High press. Every time you just press, people either do a mistake or just lose the ball. Because you have no time to think. So decision making is really important. When someone high press, you have to just move the ball. But you have to already see what's happening.
I agree.
On the pitch.
I'm just going to go back to what you said about your own coaching. You need to have an ego about your coaching. If you don't think your coaching is good, nobody else thinks your coaching is good.
Yeah.
So that's what I've picked up recently in the last couple of weeks. I read a book and I thought, all right, I quite like that. I'm going to take that. And now I go into session thinking they maybe thought that session was crap. I thought that session was good. I'll take that.
That's it.
I'd rather my players enjoyed it. But
Yeah, when you work on your sessions, that's it. I mean, sometimes I think...
How many sessions roughly do you coach a week? Just say roughly.
Roughly. Can I count for a sec? Because I'm not too sure. Monday I coach 2, then Tuesday 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions a week. 9, 10 sessions.
So you're not going to...
But different ages. You know? I do like little dribblers, then I do the uni, the women's football, then I do under 14, then I do under 12, and then I was doing before under 16 national performance as well, strength and conditioning. So it's a lot of teams.
Absolutely.
But I'm quite happy with the mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just different ways to teach and different ways to approach the children and the girls and the player.
That's it.
So different. So
And I
different.
think you need to realise as well that not every session is going to be a 10 out of
No.
10.
No.
And every month or so, you're going to have a 1 out of 10 session where
Yeah.
the kids aren't interested and
Or they're in a bad mood and you
someone's
just...
having a meltdown over here. And
Oh my God. That
two
was,
kids are
yeah.
arguing over here. And it's just like, you know what I find best? That, guys, let's just get a game of football.
That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I do. You just read the children. I plan sometimes a session and it's raining or, you know, they're not in the mood and you're like, let's play.
Yeah,
Let's play
just get a
football.
game of football.
A couple of conditions. If I see they're focused on it, and then if not, just go into games. I think that's the best way to learn.
Absolutely.
If you don't have
Fun.
minutes on the pitch, then you don't learn. You don't scan.
Until they hit about 13, 14 and they're seriously into football academies and that, it's all about fun, all about enjoyment, all about building confidence. If you ain't doing that, you're in it for the wrong reason.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I rather all the players, even the girls, the women's and the uni players, I always say, the first thing, I want to enjoy. I want you to win. I want to win. I don't care. I want to win. But the most important thing is enjoying. So if you are having fun while playing, everything comes easy.
It does.
It's just you're calmer. You know, you're chilled. You know, if you do a mistake, you just recover. Even though I'm crying and shouting on the sidelines. But you know, I think the most important thing, even when you play professionally, if you don't enjoy, you retire soon.
Yeah.
You do.
I agree.
I think Ronaldo, for example, he loves his football. He's obsessed, but he loves his football.
Yeah, and that's the difference.
I think, you have to, enjoy since you're little. You know, some parents are really pushy. So
See it all the time.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
When they're 14, that's when you see, is it going to succeed? Is it going to carry on playing or it's not?
Yeah.
That's when you see it.
Yeah.
And a lot of tears.
I always find as well, it's such a delicate age, 13, 14. It's the cusp of puberty. They're away to, they've got so many distractions. They've got joining high school,
Yep.
exams.
Yep.
For you, it'll be girls interested in other girls, girls interested in other boys.
Indeed.
I've got boys interested in other girls, boys interested in other boys. They've got, their friends are starting to go out smoking and drinking.
And then vaping, that's the new
And
thing.
vaping. Yeah, sorry,
Didn't even know it was a
forget
thing.
that. That's a new thing now,
Yeah, it's a
isn't
new
it?
thing.
They've got all these things going on. Football's the last thing on their mind.
Yep. Unless they enjoy a lot
This
and
is
they
it.
find family there and like
100%.
comfort.
Yep.
Sorry.
This is why it's so important to keep it fun at that age, until that age. And if it's not fun, you're just going to push them away from it.
It's what happened most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work on actually a couple of years ago and this year to increase, not women's, but girls football when they're 13, 14, 15. So that's why I'm doing camps abroad, trying to keep them, like motivated. They still like football. I know they're going to find different, smoking and cooler things to do and going wherever they go, meeting friends. But I think if they stick to a sport until they're like 17, they're successful. They will be successful.
Yeah.
Not in the sport that they're playing, but in life in general.
Absolutely.
They won't get lost.
Gives you
know?
life lessons. Huge.
Yeah, I always play sports. Did you always did
Always played sports.
any sport? I always did.
I gave it a little bit of a break when my first son was born, just kind of getting into working world.
Yeah,
And
So many things.
in the last, since SBG sparked my interest in sport again.
Okay.
Started going back there. Realised that I actually like football a lot more. It's my passion. Started coaching because I'm not fit enough to play. My knees, I have got really bad knees. If anyone ever asks, they collapsed quite well. I tore my meniscus a few years ago, quite badly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, quite
So
badly.
big time.
Yeah.
Ready
so-
for walking football then?
a little bit, yeah. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there.
Just kidding,
So
just kidding.
coaching's the next best thing. I can't ref. I refed 6 games today and I was
you're
exhausted.
Yeah. All the running.
You just get abused.
You do.
Okay, so moving kind of a little bit on to your business, like what does your business do? Let's give your business a little plug because Ryan's. I love this when you've done this at Stefan's one when I was. As you read out your website, Ryan,
Have you checked it?
I've had a look at your website. Yeah, it's quite impressive.
Thank you.
Ryan will run a thing that'll say your website at the bottom and people can check you out. So what is your website? Start with Carla.
CarlaGomezTraining.com.
.com.
That's
Okay.
the website.
Give us a quick 30 seconds on everything you offer.
Right. I do a little bit of everything around football and fitness and health. First, I'm a personal trainer. Then I do football leagues for amateurs. Then I do strength and conditioning for football clubs. I also coach clubs as well. And then I do football camps abroad, football camps during the summer, during Easter, and any holiday. And then I'm starting to build my own CG Football Academy.
Yeah, I like
I forgot about the project I'm doing, futsal project. So there's no futsal in Scotland for women at the moment, unless you are a student.
Okay.
Now I'm just building my own one called International Edinburgh Futsal Club. So we'll see how it
Fantastic.
goes.
Pioneer. Yeah, I like that.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I got a lot of admiration for people who see something that isn't available and will try and make that available themselves. Futsal, for people who don't know, don't know a lot about football, but it's an indoor football.
Yep.
5-a-side.
5-a-side, yep.
I think you play about half pitch.
It's really small. The pitch is quite small compared
Yeah.
to 5-a-side.
So I'm thinking it's like it's about half the size of a normal pitch and then half again. So maybe about a quarter of a normal size football pitch.
Yeah, and it's really good because the ball moves really fast. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If you ever watch proper futsal, it's incredible. The takers, the passing, the move and pass, the tiki-takas, the shooting, the strength that you have to be is just crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I like. So if you see big players, good players, they always played futsal before they play football. So they master the skills and then they play 11s. So
I remember watching on Eurosport the beach football as well. You watched
it's crazy.
yes, all
Oh
that.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, good
My
fun.
God. And it's hard.
Do you know Eric Cantona played for the French national football team for beach football for years on Eurosport? And yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah.
Crazy.
He's been in films and everything. Like, what has he not?
He gets all over the place. Did you see him on BBC? He was singing in the BBC a couple of weeks ago on that variety show.
No, I did not see that. Have you seen what Jamie O'Hara's been in recently?
Oh God!
I'll let you know off, Mike.
Okay, right, that's fine. So yeah, you can catch out Carla at Coach Gomez. CarlaGomezCoaching.com.
Yeah, so I've got my Instagram, which is called Coach Gomez.
Yep.
And my Facebook page and all the social media. But then my website is www.carlagomeztraining.com.
Perfect. Okay, give it a shout, guys. Let's get back onto the random football questions. I'm going to two-part this one because you got a better insight than me. Favourite footballer ever? I want you to give me male and female.
Okay. Favorite football player ever? Mappy. It's Mappy Leon, which he plays for Barcelona. Well, Mappy and Bronze, Lucy Bronze. They're both one of my favorite players right now because when I was little, of course, we couldn't see them. And then male, you believe it or not, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I really like him. I really like how much work he put in the pitch, out the pitch, and how focused he can be.
Yeah.
I wish I could be as he is with his football, with all the things in my life. I mean,
It's a lot for a Barcelona fan to say that.
Yeah. I would never think I would say that, but I grow up over the years. I always used to hate Real Madrid, not like Cristiano. But when you analyze and then you see how they play, and then you just think about how they play, what they do, that's one of the things I'll say. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of players. I didn't. It was not my idol. It wasn't not my favorite player. But during the years, even now, I know it's not the in his prime.
Yeah.
He misses so many penalties and he misses so many things. But I mean, it's just admirable to see how he's doing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's opening up football to a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Same as Messi's doing the same in America. But we've said it a few times on here before. They brought out the best in each other. They made each other better, and I don't think you'll ever get a 2-horse race like that.
No, I don't think so. And I'm waiting to see something like that, but I don't think it will happen.
I think if you maybe got Mbappe, I think Mbappe and Haaland are going to go to the same team, which is the issue.
Do you think so?
I think they're both going to go to Real Madrid. I think Mbappe's already signed.
Mbappe. But
Haaland, I think he's got a Real Madrid clause in his Man City contract.
I didn't know that. Pepe's not going to be happy.
And
Yes.
Barcelona is big a club. They're not the appeal these days, are they?
No, it's not money.
No.
It's not money. Like the money they used to have is just gone. That's
It's
why.
Man City, Real Madrid, or Chelsea. That's where you're going these days.
Mm-hmm.
Or you are paying 150 million for you.
Yeah.
Paris,
agree with that.
Paris as well, perhaps.
PSG,
yeah.
sorry,
Yeah, PSG. Yeah.
Even though but you look at the PSG squad, and I just don't.
I don't like it, to be honest.
No,
I
it's
don't know
not
why. It doesn't.
strong.
It's not like, what would you call it? Like united in terms of it doesn't.
I know exactly what you mean by
Do you know what I
that. Yeah, I just don't feel that there's a squad. They're not a team.
No, it's individual players.
It's
Good players.
superstars, but not a team. Yeah, you look at a team like Borussia Dortmund. That's a team. You know.
But it doesn't. What's the word in English? That's one of my weaknesses as well, coaching, because I am Spanish and sometimes I
would
can
say
explain.
maybe it's like they're not glued.
That's the word.
Yeah.
They're not glued.
Yeah, they're not glued together almost.
And when they
it's
play, you can see it's not.
a bit like Chelsea just now in the Premier League. You know, very good individual players, not much
Not
glue.
team.
I don't think they have a game model. I think they've changed it multiple times, right? Because they've went Galacticos and then went to young players. Well, they can't get rid of the Galacticos, right? Neymar's on loan in Saudi, which is the only loan deal I've heard about in Saudi. Usually they're just like, yeah, whatever, we'll pay it. Mbappe's obviously left for free. Worst contract, whoever doled that. I thought Man United were bad at doling out contracts, but whoever did that PSG one and the loyalty payment and all that.
Yeah,
and then
it's wild.
there was another one. There was three of them, weren't there? Messi obviously, but he left for MLS again for free. And now they're trying to go with the whole Luis Enrique, Benfica, 22-year-olds and trying to build it up that way. And I don't think they know what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Borussia Dortmund, they've got a clear, we sell a player every year to fund what we're going to do for the next year. And then when we reinvest that money, we get players that bigger teams coming, you know what I mean?
I feel a bit like Barcelona just now, or a little bit like Liverpool. Like they had a good last couple of years, but they're in a little bit of an identity crisis just now. They
do have a big identity
They
crisis.
don't know which way they're going to go.
No.
They can either go downhill,
Because it looks like, or
Yep.
just picked up, but I'm not too sure. But yeah.
and I've heard the stadium's not in a great state. I've never been myself.
Well, they just put the stadium down and
Yeah.
they're building a new one. Hopefully, they'll be up in July this year,
Okay.
if everything goes well.
You
It's a
visited the new camp yourself?
Yeah.
Do you call
Many
it Camp
times.
Nou or New Camp?
New camp.
New Camp.
Well,
okay.
In Catalan,
Yeah.
Camp Nou,
Camp Nou. Okay.
but just been here for so long, so yeah, new camp, or I don't mind. And now Spotify, by the way, so
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
But
If you Google it, you won't find it.
That's the mad thing. Like for Barcelona, the financial thing really is a
It is.
concern because, I mean, I read, and obviously I don't have an insight into Barcelona's financial situation,
Are you sure?
but I read that they had waived their right to their TV money for the next 25 years.
I did hear that.
To
yeah.
fund some of these transfer windows, which is like £1 billion, and 25 years of TV money is a lot.
It is.
Maybe not compared to the Premier League now, obviously, because I think there's a disparity in terms of what teams are getting paid,
Yeah.
depending on what league they're played. But that is the type of stuff that won't just hold clubs back from winning things. That's the kind of stuff that might get you in serious financial trouble in terms of administration and stuff like that.
I just think with Barcelona as well, they're one of the institutions of world football. You know, it's like Barcelona are one of the big names, and regardless, I don't think the authorities would let them
No.
disappear like that. You know, there'll be
They
some.
do everything. I don't know if you know the new thing, but they've got a contract with Nike, but they're going to do their own brand so they can get more. Yep.
right.
So it's a new thing. You can read it in the newspaper. But long story too short, basically they're going to just get rid of Nike and they're going to have their own Barcelona Foundation, Barcelona.
So there's no
brand.
royalties to
So
pay
no,
and
no.
stuff,
So
yeah.
all the money goes to them. But I don't know how they're going to do it to send it everywhere around the world. But that's one of the things they were thinking to do when the contract is over or just finishing the contract earlier.
Yeah.
I don't think Nike will let them because they make so much money.
Yeah, they do.
But they're thinking to do their own brand, which is crazy.
That's mad.
It is
Yeah,
crazy because it
that
can
is
go
mad.
well or down the hill.
Yeah.
It's definitely the club that's had the most influence on football as a whole for the last 25
20
years.
yeah, 25,
I
yeah,
go
agree.
back further. I go back to Johan Cruyff.
Yeah. Well,
Johan Cruyff in the mid-80s when he went there. That's what started the revolution of football.
that's why Barcelona and Ajax have such a good relationship, because they've kind of shared the same philosophy.
Yep.
You know, it's going to roll through, isn't it?
Yep. Okay. Another two-part question. Greatest footballer of all time. Who do you consider?
Messi.
Messi.
Yeah, that's my goat.
Female?
Female. Some people are gonna kill me, but Lucy Bronze.
Okay. Yeah.
She's my favorite defender player, alongside with Mappy. They're both like incredible.
Can you tell me how many games she's got for England? It's a trick question.
I will lie to you.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not good at numbers or dates, or
You have a guess?
Can I have a guess?
Yeah.
So if she played since
I'll give you a clue. It's more than 100.
240
121.
only?
Yeah, 15 goals.
Yeah, 15 goals a year, but
15
only
goals.
121
games, yeah.
She's 30, I think, now. So
Yeah, I've got 30 here, yeah. Okay, that's...
But she's a baller. She's good. And since she's been playing in Barcelona, she changed a little bit her play, like her way to play as well.
Okay.
But it's really nice to watch her. She's so calm with the ball. That's why I like, she receives the ball, looks up, she doesn't see an option, she just dribbles, She sees an option, she strong pass. The headers are crazy. I don't know if you ever watched that, but mental.
Yeah.
Goal in header. But she goes into the goal as well. She's not like a header. Just throws herself in the goal. It's just mad. It's just mad. But yeah, so I didn't talk about the defenders, as I said before. So that's why I really like to watch how she plays for England, for Barcelona. Yeah.
Have you ever met a famous football player?
Yep.
Who is a famous football player?
Vicky Losada. So we went last year into a football camp abroad, because since last year I'm taking the girls abroad to play football into a camp and meet, famous people. And she was one of the footballers for Barcelona for many years, 15 years. She was the la capitana. And then she played for Man City. She played for Rome, and now she's in Brighton. So it was really nice to see her. She was with us for a day, talking to all the girls, to us, with the coaches, and yeah.
Were you starstruck?
What do you mean?
Like, were you a bit in, like...
No, she was very familiar. She was like, really like, everybody was asking for like big time, many pictures. They took 10 and they were like, can we take another one selfie? And she was like, yeah, no worries. No kind of, I'm famous, I'm here, this kind of person. So she was really nice. And then, she was very approachable as well.
Fantastic.
So that's the one that I have met. And in a month, I'm going to meet Jana Fernandez. She plays for Barca. Okay. So because we're going abroad again for another football camp, and we're invited to Jana Fernandez campus. Exciting times. All the Barcelona players. That's all I need. Barcelona players.
There's a job there for you one day.
Maybe. Who knows?
What's your favourite football kit?
Well, my answer is quite broad. All the Barca kits.
Yeah.
I just love all the Barca kits. I just don't have one favourite football kit. But I'll say also Elgin City. The strips, it reminds me a little bit of... I'm sorry. Like, the referees in NBA. It's a little bit like that. But when they give me the strip, I was like, wow, I feel really important, So I'll just mention Elgin City as well. But all the Barcelona strips, for sure. I've got all of them. It's really mad. Yeah, really mad. And the shorts and the joggers.
I remember the Barcelona strip it was like half blue.
Yep.
Half red, and I think it had 2001 written on it, and it had a Barcelona badge in the middle.
It's not the one that was the 100 years in Barcelona, which was like...
I think it was. I always remember Luis Figo wearing it, so it was before his move to Real Madrid.
I've got that one. I was really small. I was probably like 10. Well, really small, I mean.
Yeah.
I think that was the one.
I remember that one. I've got I wear a Barcelona kit on here.
It's an away one, isn't it?
I've got an away Spotify one.
Spotify's are good now.
I think the ones without the sponsors are the one that stick out for me, just because it was so unique at the time, right? Like there was no other team that was doing that. You had, like, was it Real Madrid had a sponsor? I can't remember what it was, but you've got like
Qatar probably.
Yeah, Fly Emirates and all this kind of stuff that goes around the world. But for years, Barcelona, before they obviously got the Qatar sponsorship. Where
They didn't have
I think
any
UNICEF as
sponsorship.
well didn't for a while, for as well. But
UNICEF.
that decade of 2000 to 2010, where there was like literally just the colours was.
And from all the players that I can remember in that Barcelona kit, it's the image of Henrik Larsson in it. It does it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's my favourite football player of all time. Played for Barcelona, and let's not get started because I'll go on. I'll go on.
Tell me a little bit, just a wee
honestly,
bit.
like I don't think to this day there'll ever be another player that'll go from Celtic to Barcelona on a free transfer. You know,
Maybe in men football.
in men's football,
Maybe. Women's
yeah,
football, you wouldn't know.
No.
I think women's football need a bit more.
I follow the Celtic women's team. We've for the first time. Congratulations to them, by the way. Celtic have been the first time ever the women's and men's league champions at the same time. I don't think it's ever happened before. A couple of good players. We got a player called Jacinta. Had a player Jacinta last year. She was fantastic, but she was actually married to her centre half Starfelt, and he moved away, so she moved away.
Crazy.
But yeah, no, Henrik Larsson at Barcelona. He came on in 2006. Barcelona were 1-0 down to a Sol Campbell goal to Arsenal, and Henrik Larsson came on, set up Belletti for the first goal, and set up, I can't remember for the second.
I think it was Samuel Eto'o, was it?
Samuel Eto'o for the second
Eto'o.
goal. Yeah. And I always remember Thierry Henry's interview at the end. He says, I didn't see Messi tonight. I didn't see Ronaldinho tonight. I didn't see Xavi. I seen Henrik Larsson. So it just shows. But yeah, that'll be my Henrik Larsson bit for tonight.
Maybe next 10 years.
Yeah, well.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, Barcelona's not doing like great. I think they need a bit of a shake.
I'm trying to think of players that went the other way. We had a few. We had like a player called Marc Crossas. He was a little Spanish centre midfielder. He was a good player.
Can't remember.
But it's mostly Stoke that the ex-Barcelona players end up at these days. Like that Mark Hughes Stoke team is unbelievable for a while.
It's weird because there always seems to be, whether Barcelona are going through like a tough time or have like golden generations, there's always a player you wouldn't expect to play for Barcelona in there. Like the one I think of is Eidur Gudjohnsen. I remember he used to play for
Iceland.
Barcelona.
Yeah,
just because he was always like a kind of target forward, wasn't he? And just you never associate that with Barcelona's false nine.
He was at Bolton.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Ricardo Quaresma would be another honourable mention I put in there.
Quaresma, the inventor of the Trivela shot.
It's crazy. Quaresma is crazy.
The kids were asking me a few weeks ago,
They asked me as well.
Do you need to teach me how to Trivela?
Trivela, I'm like,
no, you're all right. Nah.
I actually went through so many videos as well to do a Travella, but
I just can't get the power on it.
No, it's impossible.
Like
Well, it's not impossible.
I've always been somebody who places my shots, and I can hit the ball hard, but it's not my game. To hit the Trivela, not only have you got to hit that perfect with that boot, you've got to hit that very hard, and you've almost got to take your leg up and off the ball.
It's just like you're dancing with the ball basically, because you need to do like this kind of movement. It's crazy.
But it's like a lot of my kids won't use the left foot, so I'm like, right, if you're going to not want to use the left foot, let's Trivela with the right.
Yep.
Hit it outside the right and try and scoop it away.
Yep.
Doesn't work.
Keep practicing then.
Keep practicing, exactly.
There's one guy, he's 12, he actually can do a Trabella, not really strong, but he can curve the ball.
Wow.
And then he goes, Carla, teach us the Trabella. And I'm like, can you do the demo? Well, just use you as a demo.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing the demo.
Do you get ridiculous requests when you're coaching all the time? Like, I get asked once a fortnight, can you show us how to hit a knuckleball? And I'm like, no.
Yep, I've got those requests. Yep, yeah, I've got those requests.
I have not a clue how to hit a knuckle. I know where I might hit it on the valve and things like that.
But I can show you.
Not
Yeah. I'm the same.
Hit a free kick? Maybe.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Like, penalty, we'll move on. Favourite player who's playing just now?
Favorite players playing just now?
Yeah, is just who would you say? Who'd you like to watch on the telly?
I like to watch most of the Barcelona players.
So you mentioned Man City. Is there anyone in Man City team you think, like them? Because there's so many stars in that Man City team that you could pick 3 or 4. But is there like one that stands out for you?
I like Haaland.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, he just finished. He's always in the right place. I mean, if you see him like skill wise, it's not much, but it's just
power.
Incredible when you see the goal. Boom, where did it come from? Where was it? Like, what the heck? And he's a huge man.
That's the thing that scares
It's a
me.
huge
Could you
man.
imagine if you've seen the speed that this guy runs at, and for a guy playing centre half in the Premier League, this guy is 6'5" running in at your back has got to be frightening. Like you must hear the guy coming. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then it must be also scary to just be in front of him. I mean, he's just a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's not a very good looking fella, though, is he? He's,
No, I agree with you. But it's the goals that he scores. Yeah.
And I don't think Man City struggled for that little season and a half without Aguero, and this guy's better. He's a different player, but he's better.
It's just different players. Yeah, indeed. It's not. I cannot compare. You know.
I feel I can. I just think for sheer contribution to that City team, I think Haaland has more about him than Aguero, because the team wasn't built around Aguero. It was always built around the midfield, and it was always built around that Fernandinho and that little pivot they done with De Bruyne and things.
De Bruyne is class watching him play.
That's it.
It's class.
Yeah, there's not a thing that a man can't do in football. He's another one that hits him with the outside of his
I was
feet
also
and-
thinking to put it in one of my 11s, but I was like, let's put more women. But De Bruyne is
Yeah,
class.
close mention for you then. Yeah, okay.
It's happy. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take a guess at your next one, and then you tell me if
guess.
you're wrong. Favorite moment in football, 2010 in Spain.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You guess very well.
What is
Yeah.
it like to win a World Cup? Because we'll never know.
It's crazy. Everyone was on the street, mad.
Yeah, where were you?
Well, I was at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, with family and friends, and on the bar. But yeah, it was very intense. Like I was silent.
yep.
Spaniards we scream and we shout, but I was frustration and like come on, we need to get this, and he wasn't going in extra time, and yeah, we end up when Iniesta scored. It was like that's it,
Yeah,
that's it, and doesn't matter if we have more minutes or that's it, that's us done. Yeah, I have that moment of glory. Another moment of glory, of course, is when the women won the
Yeah.
World Cup as well. That was
and
crazy.
and just as
It
good
was-
a performance as well.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was good to watch.
it really was. Yeah,
Yeah, good guest.
yeah.
Always,
Fantastic.
do you always guess right or?
No. Just I had a feeling. If I'm Spanish and that isn't my favorite moment, then there's something wrong. There's got to be something wrong, isn't there? It's but it was spoke about it before. 2008 to 2012, Spain was just it's the best team I've ever seen. Barcelona at the time, probably the best team I've ever seen. But you added in like Sergio Ramos, who I felt was better than Barcelona defenders, some of them anyway. You added in players like David Villa, who was at Valencia at the time. David Silva was a huge one for me because Juan Mata, I think we spoke about
Yeah,
the two of
Juan
them.
Mata, yeah.
Juan Mata and David Silva. Just you don't make players like that. Players like that are created by themselves, going off and kicking a ball 1,000 times off a wall a night. They don't. You can't coach players like that.
No.
They think differently.
They
And
do.
you're bound to know this. I can't have a go at a kid. I can have a go at a kid for poor attitude,
Yep.
something like that. If a kid goes and tries something,
No, you cannot have a go. I just
Well-
can't. No. I'm the same.
and it might not happen 9 times, but that 10th time it happens, and you're like, right, that's why we keep doing this. Juan Mata, David Silva, they're the kind of players who just go and make something happen. And loved it. What time are we going, Ryan?
54 minutes, I think.
Doing good.
We're good?
Doing good. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, 1 to 11. In fact, no, I want to speak about Elgin City quickly first.
Really quickly. Well,
Yeah. What's your association with Elgin City? Because I know you had a good association with Elgin City. People still speak about you down at the club because I mentioned you were coming on, and it says,
Oh, really?
Yeah, people were smiling.
Oh, that's really good.
Like a Robbie and that.
yeah, Robbie. Yeah, hope. Yeah.
So people have been asking for you and hoping you're well and things.
that's nice.
So Elgin City, how did that come about? And
Yeah, well, when I moved to Elgin from Spain, and then I started studying in the uni, I started doing football for schools as a work experience and stuff. And then I just cannot remember how, but someone kind of scouted me or something, And I remember I didn't speak much English. And then they said, "Oh, would you like to just help us out with Elgin City, blah, blah, blah." I didn't even know it was a team.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
sure, why not? And then, I just started coaching the boys, and then they asked me to coach the girls. And that's when I started thinking, wow, like I wish I was 10 now, you know?
Yep, yep.
And then have the opportunity to be in a football team for girls. So that's when my passion started to grow. I was like, this is crazy. They have a team, I mean, in Elgin, which is like, it's not like a city. It's a city, but...
The time mentality.
Yeah, but it's not like a huge city. You know, I was
Yep.
in Barcelona and they didn't have team for women, for girls. So I was delighted to coach the girls. And then I think that's when my passion just, came and then just walked with me. And then, I started implementing Spanish kind of, tricks and tactics. And I think that's what they like. Like I remember the first day, I gave all the girls a ball, one ball for each. We're going to dribbling for 10 minutes, dribbling, and then maybe a step over or, something easier. And like, I remember the guy that was kind of hiding me. Like, that's great. We do not do that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to coach Elgin City. And I think I coached Elgin City for around 3 years and a half, or something like that. And then I stopped because I moved to Edinburgh. But if I didn't move to Edinburgh, I probably still there.
Yeah.
Maybe with the women's.
I reckon so. With
I
the
think
women's,
so.
Yeah.
They came, the women's, to play against Edinburgh Thistle, which is like the university team. And then I just went to watch them. And a couple of girls, Lily and Isla, that I coached them when they were 9 and 10. They were playing for Elgin City. So I saw them play and I was like, wow, that is crazy that I coach you and now you're here. Like,
Yeah. It's Lily's dad that takes the team.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Michael
Yep.
Morrison. And Michael will be coming on the podcast in 4 or 5 episodes' time.
Beautiful.
To speak about Elgin City's women's team and things like that. So
They are doing really well. I think
Yeah.
they're like with what you have here, at least,
for what we have it and for just recently being founded and things like that, they're doing fantastically. I think they're second in the league, third in the league.
even the men.
Yeah,
I
in
think
the
because I
last 6
follow now
months, yeah.
Elgin City a lot, so
It's been a huge turnaround in that club in the last
a couple
6
players
months.
that have been signed up.
Players that have been signed up to I had Elgin City's assistant manager on here a couple of episodes ago. Stefan, really fine guy. And then Alan, I think they're quite focused and determined guys, which Elgin's been needing for a good while. I coach for Elgin, so I will never badmouth Elgin on here. I don't think I've ever badmouthed Elgin on here, to be fair.
No, not like... I wouldn't.
I've always said that my club's stable and I like it that way.
Yeah.
And he's
but
growing,
I think if anything, you've maybe said that some constructive criticism and maybe...
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, I think one thing that's pretty clear, I mean, when we had Stefan in here and, maybe hopefully we'll get to speak to Alan at some point as well, is they know where they want to go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there's not any kind of, I'm doing this part-time. They're here to take this as far as they can go. And I think that's an attitude that's maybe, I'll say it since it's, I'm not connected with Elgin City in any way. I think that's been something that's not been about since, you know what I mean, for the last years previously.
I agree. And nice guys as well. Like, like
It's like a family, I think.
It
You know,
is,
like
yeah.
it builds like a little family. So that's why I really.
I always see the pictures Craig Christie puts in the Northern Scot, and it's always Stefan cuddling a player, and I think I quite like that.
Well, even like when we stopped recording here, like when he was leaving, he turned to you and said, obviously he knows you're part of the kind of stable of Elgin City now, and said, look, if you need anything, any kind of like, was it dressing rooms or something like that?
He
to
says
help
if we need dressing rooms to use for our guys or anything like that, or if we need any help with coaching, just to give him a shout. And
Nice.
that's as a B licensed coach, that's somebody I look up to quite. As somebody I'm a geek, right? I'll go and watch people training sessions and sit and take notes.
Like me. I do the same. It's really good to just watch different people coaching.
These guys are professionals who've done it for years, and I think, well, they must be doing something right to be in the place that they're at.
They're right now.
You know, so
Agree.
Right, let's get into this one. 11. I'm going to read it out, and then I'm going to pick a couple of names from it. be names that guys are familiar, people are familiar with on here, and then names that people are not so familiar with, and we'll go through a few of them. Guardiola as manager. I always like when people give me a manager because it normally lets me know what kind of football they like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
being Spanish, it's not hard to guess what kind of football you like. Iker Casillas in goals,
Yes.
Lucy Bronze, Carlos Puyol, Mapi Leon. Please forgive me if I trash any of these
Fine.
pronunciations.
Mappy Leon is fine. It's fine.
Diego Armando Maradona. There you go.
You forget Roberto Carlos
Roberto Carlos, sorry.
as a defender.
Left back.
Yep.
Maradona, Kira Walsh, David Beckham, Ronaldinho, Sam Kerr, and Caroline Graham.
It's a good mix, no?
It is,
I think
it's-
it's balanced.
There's a good bit of
I
grit,
like-
there's a good bit of hard work in there, there's a good bit of Spanish flair in there.
Yep.
There's a bit of Brazilian flair in there. There's a free kick and a half in there.
Mm-hmm.
A wee bit of genius in Maradona and Ronaldinho. Sam Kerr could probably throw into genius as well because she is that kind of player in the women's game. She's got that little bit about her. Okay. Iker Casillas. How many games for Spain? Have a guess.
How many games for Spain?
Yeah.
He probably played for Spain.
Yeah.
Not for Madrid, for Spain. Wow. 361?
No. 167.
167.
Yeah.
Well, he retired young. Well, not young, but he had this condition.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Ryan probably correct me on this.
Had-
I think has got the record for the most caps in international football history at 208.
And
Cristiano
goals.
Ronaldo.
Goals as well.
And the most goals at over 100. I think it's 160 something.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo
Yeah.
for Portugal.
209 games for Portugal.
For Portugal.
Yeah, just for Portugal.
But then again, he's like,
He's been a
he played for long.
2001. He started playing for them,
And he's
So-
playing at the Euros next month.
playing next month at the Euros. So it's
He's not going to retire. I think I'm retiring before him.
same.
I think so.
Casillas.
But
was-
Casillas is just class.
I don't. Like
He's-
they really struggled for a goalkeeper after Casillas. Like,
Yeah, Victor Valdez was good, but wasn't the same.
Wasn't a
aggressive.
standout.
Wasn't aggressive. Was like
No.
he didn't care if the player was running with the ball. He will just throw himself to get the ball.
Yeah.
Like even at inches.
Yeah.
It's mad when you see him.
Casillas wasn't the biggest of guys either.
No,
He
no,
quite a
I was small.
guy.
Yeah.
And fitted in with the Spanish style. They were all quite small, but technically brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Casillas.
He had his. I think I'm correct me if I'm wrong. For his sheet, so he was the one that just saved the most goals.
Clean
I think
sheets.
clean sheets. That's
The
the word.
most
Yeah.
clean sheets.
I think he's one of the.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Casillas kept out, and David De Gea kept out Pepe Reina, kept out Victor Valdez, Canizares, the old Valencia goalkeeper, who was fantastic. He was one of my favourite goalkeepers of all time. Had all this quality of goalkeeper, and he's got 167 games over all of them. I think Pepe Reina's got about 2 games. Valdez has got about 2 or 3 games.
4, I think.
4 games.
Yeah. Compared to him, it's just nothing.
There's
Like
nothing.
basically nothing.
And he was a captain. That's the mad thing. Of all them players, you've got Puyol in there. You've got players like Xavi in there. He was a captain. Fantastic. And I don't think there'll be another Spanish goalkeeper like him. I don't think there'll be another goalkeeper like him, but especially for Spain, I think you're struggling. Unai Simon.
Yeah,
just now.
Unai is okay. It's all right. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's good. But when you have a player like Iker, it's really hard to compete at the end of the day, unless you do something crazy or you just.
Yep.
It's
Spanish
mad.
have.
I think
they've
the best
always had-
football in the old time. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's from the 2000. I think that's
Yeah.
like 1000, like 90 to 2000, 2005. That was the best football.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was young and I thought like they were like
I agree.
great players or how people talk about it.
It's memories, and it's Euro 2000 to me is the pinnacle of football. You look at how stacked the Italy team is, how stacked the Spain team is, France team, Germany, England, all golden generations.
I even bought the shoes that they were wearing, like Total 90. That was like
There
all
you
day,
go.
all night. That
Yeah.
was the shoes I had, to go to school. And my mom was like, "Do you know they're football shoes?" I'm like, "Yep, don't care. They're futsal shoes, like indoor shoes." But I was just wearing them all the time. That's
rubs
it.
off on you.
It's crazy time.
Do you think like the reason that's the case? I know we were younger and stuff like that, but do you think like football can become oversaturated now? And what I mean by that is there is literally games every week. There's no build up to anything. Like we go straight from club football to international, the Nations League, and all these other things that have came in. VAR's obviously another thing that's been introduced in the last couple of years. It's been very controversial as well.
An interesting. While you're speaking about that, I'm got an interesting question for Carla, because me and Ryan grew up obviously in this country with ITV on Champions League Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. Did you get that in Spain? Like Tuesday and Wednesday nights Champions League football?
We had that.
And it was always
But
access TV.
Yeah.
And now you have to pay for
Now you have to
them, or
pay
you have to go to a bar to watch it. And it's crazy. The licenses now are really crazy.
Yep.
I don't know here, but in Spain, because I don't know
Well, I
how
heard
much would you
that
pay here, but
for a pub to show football, it's £1,200 a month.
you stop right now.
£1,200 a month for a pub to show football. Yeah.
But then again, you've got so many matches that you can show, and then you can have the pub busy all the time.
Pub busy, people drinking and stuff.
Today there was 2 matches, I think, happening. The women's.
I don't ever recall a Scottish and English Cup final being on at the same time.
No.
Like, and that's what happened today. Scottish and English Cup finals were both on at the same time.
But they're both on BBC
Stupid.
as well.
But like, why do they do that?
Yeah, they were both on BBC. I've not a clue. It's just.
And you have to
silly.
choose what to watch, you know?
Yeah.
I remember when we were younger, you'll be like, okay, this is the match. And everybody knew there was one match really important to watch. And everybody was aware. Now it's like 300.
Yep.
Which one are you going to watch?
Who are you going to
You know?
watch? What league are you going to watch? It's not even like. And the games, like, you get games on BT Sport that are League 2. You get, like, Wrexham games and things. And, I get the attraction of Wrexham. I do enjoy the story. I've watched the Disney Plus documentary.
Uh-huh.
I like it. But it's not TV worthy, that football. And I'd rather watch Bilbao versus Barcelona.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich than Crawley Town versus Wrexham.
Yep.
Sorry, but it's English football.
It's what it is.
It's boring, man.
Even just forgetting the club game, the fact that Scotland is the only country, I believe, at the moment that puts a paywall in between watching the national team is an absolute disgrace. Do you know what I mean? I know we get to see the Euros.
We are
through
the
it, but
only country where you can watch England for free.
Yeah,
You have to
you
pay,
have
to pay
pay
for
to watch
Scotland,
Scotland.
I didn't know that.
You can watch England for free on Channel 4. All the England games are free, but you have to pay £12 to watch a Scotland game.
But why?
It's money, licensing.
Madre mia.
Yeah.
Madre mia.
Well, we've got an election in a month, so we can make our voice heard then.
Let's go for it. Okay. We spoke a little bit about Puyol. We spoke
Puyol
a-
is...
unbelievable, timeless, and I don't think there'll be another. I said it on a previous episode. Spanish are known for their flair players. They make very specific types of players.
But Puyol was thirsty.
He was different.
It was a wall.
Yeah, different.
They used to call him the shark, like El Tiburón, and it was because it was like, nobody's going to pass, no matter what.
I love that about the Spanish, the nicknames. What's the best one you've heard?
I think El Tiburón, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I forgot. A shark.
Awesome.
But it's not because of
Yeah.
Carlos Puyol. It's because shark is my favorite animal. But it's quite intense, Carlos
Yeah.
Puyol. And he's quite a big man as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, he will not let anybody pass the wall. That's it.
There's nobody been
No way.
like him since either. I don't
think
one
so.
of a kind. Mape Leon.
Mappilion. That's one of my favorite players.
54 games for Spain, over 200 games for Barca. He's been at Barca since 2017.
Yep.
And I was kind of looking through the Barca team. That is
she's-
like, it's one of the main ones in this.
One of the one of the main ones. Mappilion is key on the play. She's very versatile. She's a good player.
Is
She's
she
really
retired from international football?
no. She's
There's
she's injured.
Right.
She
okay.
she broke her.
Get it now. Okay.
She's recovering. So she just got back to play in Barcelona actually 2 weeks ago, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. So she's recovering from knee injury, probably the same as you.
Yep.
It's what happened with the good players.
No, that definitely wasn't me then.
But yeah, she's good with both feet. She's good at passing. She's good at reading the game.
Yep.
She's a really strong player as well, holding the ball. And she and Bronze, they just dominate the game. It's beautiful to see them passing and crossing. And she's very thirsty as well for goals. So
I like it.
it's quite good.
That's what you need. Roberto Carlos.
They call me Roberto Carlos, but I don't know why. When I play football, they call me Roberto Carlos. But I don't think I'm like him. But Roberto Carlos is a player to watch.
Yeah.
To watch your back.
Yep.
To watch.
Physical player. I always remember the size of the thighs on him.
But he was big. Yep. Like, I don't understand how can he run so fast when he's like, it's got his kilos on him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
like,
what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't see, like, right now, if you're like that kind
Built
of
like
player.
an ostrich. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. He built like an ostrich. You know, huge legs, just tiny little body. But,
You'll see him. If you don't know him, you'll be like, nah, he's not a football player. He's not. What's he going to do? You know, and then boom.
Yeah.
Flying.
I don't think his free kicks had a much success rate, but when they went in...
They went.
Yeah, and they would take the net off as well. A lot of people forget he played at Inter Milan as well, under Roy Hodgson, I might add.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, under Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson at one point had Christian Vieri, Roberto Carlos, and R9.
R9, yeah.
R9.
Yeah, and he looks like an owl. So, enough about Roy Hodgson. Okay.
So polite. But Roberto Carlos is a good, I think for my four-back.
Compliments it well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've got a bit of...
And then on the other side, you've got Lucy Bronze.
Yeah.
You've mentioned your favourite player.
Yeah, she's my favourite player because she just brings calm on the pitch. No matter what happened, well, unless there's tricky situations, but she'll get the ball. She'll get high press. She'll be happy, fine. Just looking, comfortable with the ball. And I think because she's strong and when she plays for Barca, you know, all the Spanish players are a bit smaller than her. She's just, no problem. And she, and then she improved a lot with her footwork. So her crosses, her passes, and her goals with the head. I mean, her headers are. You need to watch the headers because for me, doing a header like that is just she's not scared of anything.
Okay,
as a defender, you know, as a defender, she's always hungry for. She's an attacking player, so as well as defender, but it works very, very well with Roberto Carlos. They've got like a quite
complement each other. I like it.
Big halves, I'll say.
Diego Maradona. I love Maradona mentions on this podcast.
I love watching him warming up with his shoes off, like not even like on, not even like his laces done. He doesn't care.
Yep.
He's like dancing with the ball.
Yep. Yep.
All the
shoulders about. Yep.
Yep. Like he's doing nothing. It feels like he's effortlessly working at all. He sweats, but it doesn't look like he's working at all. But his techers, his way to do the airs. It's like Ronaldinho. Well, not the same, different one, but
makes difficult things look really, really easy, and they're not. Like that goal.
Would you do it? Would you do some of them?
I always think of the goal, the 86 goal against England, where he beat 4 players, the greatest goal of all time in the World Cup. And I get that the English players are at fault, and English players get slated for not being able to kick him or catch him.
Slide like that?
So he dribbles through 4 of them.
Yeah, I know, but slided, what do you mean? Like,
so they get slated, so they get, people criticise them for not kicking him, taking him down.
For not taking him down. Okay. But it's just impossible. It's so fast.
You don't realise until you watch that how quick he's going, and he's gliding through them. And this is Terry Butcher. This is Brian Robson. This is big England players. This is world-class football players. He is just dancing through. And then 10 minutes later, he does the hand of God. And so you've got the most controversial World Cup moment of all time and the best World Cup goal. And it just sums him up as a person because he's just that flawed genius and just a bit mad, but he's also got...
He's careless.
Yeah.
He's careless. What people think, what people say.
Exactly.
I don't think he listens much to the...
Nope.
To
the
his
celebration at the 1994, is it 1994 or 1990 World Cup, where he's obviously high on something and he goes into the camera and he just screams, and it's just, that's Maradona.
Pure state.
Yeah.
Pure state.
But he didn't care.
Did you like Maradona when you were younger?
I never seen Maradona, unfortunately.
Neither do I.
So,
but I think I learned more from Maradona when I was growing up than when I was like 9 years old. I was seeing Ronaldinho. I was like, Ronaldinho's my Maradona. You know, this guy is just genius.
Yep. And I think we almost seen a second coming out of Ronaldinho with, do you remember Juan Roman Riquelme?
Riquelme. Yep,
Yeah.
Riquelme. Yeah.
He was about the closest you would get to Maradona, and if Maradona was better than him, I would have loved to have seen Maradona, because Riquelme himself was a fantastic player. My dad, I consider my dad to have probably the widest knowledge of football of anyone I know. He forgets a lot of it because he's in his 70s now,
Okay.
but he knows, and he considers Maradona and Johan Cruyff as the two best football players he's ever seen. My dad's been to 3 World Cups.
Stop it.
Yeah,
So he's a mad footballer.
mad football follower.
Did he play football or?
No, my dad's not
Just
much of-
following.
Just following.
Okay.
Followed Scotland to 1978 World Cup, 1982. 1974, 1982, 1986. So he's been to them.
But watching that live must
Yeah.
be like incredible.
Exactly, and
Like,
he
you fall in
puts
love.
Maradona up there. So I'll take that opinion. I'll take that with the amount of football he watches still to this day. Kira Walsh, Barcelona again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kira Walsh is a really. It's
I
like
remember her for the World Cup.
she's like, she reminds me of Messi. She walks on the pitch
Mm-hmm.
a lot, but she's scanning all the time. She's just walking, and nobody really notices her
Yeah,
ever. But she always does the right pass, the right cross, the right pass back, always. And he's not like a runner, you know. It reminds me of Messi. I was thinking to put Messi, but I thought, you know what, I'm just give it to Kira Walsh because she reminds me of him. Really compact player as well, and they played for England. I mean,
yeah,
she's a lioness.
yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I liked
Fantastic.
her way.
David Beckham.
What do you think I'm going to say? It's mental. The amount of times he did the cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the same place.
Were you wrapped
And
up
again.
in Beckham mayonnaise as a kid? Or did you have David Beckham
I
t-shirts? and-
loved David Beckham.
Yeah.
And all he was involved, his hairstyle,
Yep.
everything he had, I was like, okay, he's in this brand, I want the same brand. I was a bit crazy. Like everybody, I was anti-Madrid though,
Mm-hmm.
but David Beckham was something else. Like right now I'm talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep.
But you know, David
He
Beckham.
was
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
the same. Yeah.
I think I seen a stat somewhere.
They were really.
a
I don't.
ridiculous stat about the amount of Manchester United supporters
That's what I want to talk.
these days.
Still
I think
on about it.
there's like a percentage that's directly linked to David Beckham. It's not even Manchester United. It's directly linked to David Beckham and his hairstyles and things.
Yeah. Well, he was a brand, wasn't he?
He
It was a brand.
first,
himself.
and then Ronaldo's kind of done
The same.
best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
Because Beckham definitely let that take away from probably his football,
Football.
career a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, I think
Ronaldo's probably excelled in both.
And I think even it created Man United fans out of people maybe weren't that interested in football, but like David
They
Beckham.
liked,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like David Beckham and everything involved.
Yep.
There's a movie after him, isn't it? Bend It Like Beckham, isn't it?
Yeah,
his
well,
name's in the
exactly,
title.
yeah.
So,
What do you think about Beckham? Let me ask.
I think
He's
that
he's a super fan.
definitely he's obviously had like an influence on the sport, and I think he was the first player to become fully like commercialized, and I
Yeah.
definitely think that I think he could have achieved more in the game than what he ended up doing, because I do think that he got distracted by that in a little way. But you can't take away from his ability and the important moments, especially that he had for England. I always remember that free kick at Old Trafford against Greece last minute, right?
2001.
So you can never doubt his ability in that, and he obviously did still great things in his career at United and Real Madrid, obviously as well towards the end.
I think to this day, apart from Juninho that played for Lyon, the Brazilian, and Shunsuke Nakamura that played for Celtic, I've never seen anyone with better dead ball ability
100%.
than David Beckham. And I seen a video of him on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and he hit one in his socks. At
And his socks?
His socks from 30 yards out at Miami training base, top bins. Yeah, straight in.
My God.
Yeah, he's showing somebody around the complex, and there's a ball sitting there, and he takes his shoes off.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got shoes on. He
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
his shoes off,
And bang.
hits one with his socks into the top corner.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
You know, that's the amount of time he spent doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yep.
And again and again and again.
And there's a lesson in that, isn't there, Carla?
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
How often do you say that a week?
A lot. I like maybe 25 times every day.
Yep.
I try to tell the players that they should just practice more. So I give them like not homework, but if they cannot pass with their left, to go to a wall and then just hit the wall
Yeah.
with their left. That's it. Boom, boom, boom.
Hit it with your right, hit it with your left, hit it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hit control.
But I don't like my left. Well, life is hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to practice.
Well, I'll give you a funny story about. It doesn't really relate, but it can show you how things can change. I used to. I'm right-handed. Used to throw with my right. Really hurt my arm when I was a kid, and learned to throw with my left. I now can't throw with my right. I can
Stop.
only throw with my left.
Nah.
Yeah, honestly, I can only throw with my left these days. Cannot throw with my right, and I had to learn because it hurt my arm. And now can't throw with this one. I can only throw with this one. So
That's great.
it just shows that you need to work with both. You can't just work with one.
Yeah. That's why.
I'm going to kind of breeze past Ronaldinho because we spoke about it a little bit because I'm more interested in the last two. 128 games for Australia. Sam Kerr, best women's football player in the world.
Fastest than ever.
She could play in the men's game.
I think he should. Just for like one game.
Watched her in that World Cup, and yeah,
The World Cup was crazy. Didn't do great.
No.
They didn't, and she didn't stand out as she should. But
she's just different though. Like compared to the rest of her teammates, I'm like, this girl's on a different level.
She is on a different level.
And I feel like
they couldn't read what she needed.
Yes, you took the words right out of my
They
mouth there.
couldn't read what she needed. So that's why they just took so long to do anything.
Yeah.
But she was there, waiting for whatever she needed to happen.
Yeah.
But they couldn't read her. I don't think they're on the same scale.
Big player at Chelsea as well. And I think
She's been for how long now? Long time.
Yeah, a good while. And they reckon, well, going by internet opinion, which everyone believes these days, don't they?
Yeah.
They reckon she's the best women's player in the world right now.
One of the best, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Putellas as well from Barcelona.
Yep.
Putellas. I'm one in Aitana Bonmatí as well. But I rather Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
She's
a standout. Yeah, it's a name as well. It's a flashy name that everyone knows. I think she's also been on the FIFA cover.
Yeah, she is. She is on the FIFA cover,
so
yeah.
Obviously, that'll boost her popularity for millions of young kids who don't know who she is, will now know who she is. I'm going to finish off with Carla and Graham. I've got my notes, 105 games for Norway, 46 goals, and she's considered one of the best wingers of all time in women's football.
Is she?
Yeah. Well, considered just now the best winger in the world. She's a winger.
Yeah, she's a winger. She's a right winger.
Considered one of the best wingers in the world.
I didn't know she was.
Just doing my little research before I came.
That's good.
But I'm going on Wikipedia, like, so.
She's fast. She's rapid. She recovers really good. She goes up and down the, what's it called?
Touchline.
Yep.
Barcelona as well? Yeah.
Yes.
There's a theme here.
Yeah, it's the dream team. But again, like, right now, Barcelona women are doing is like amazing.
Yeah.
Like really good. So there's not much.
Is it almost like a dream team out there just now?
Yeah, I think they just. I think they're investing more in women's football than men because that's what they can afford. And they have the team is just incredible.
Are they?
I watched them live many times, and it's just 5-0, 2-0. I mean, sometimes it's like, come on, like it's not boring.
Yeah.
But you need a bit of, intensity.
Yeah.
The ones I watch at least. Yeah. So hopefully next couple years we can grow
So are they
another strong team.
Barcelona women doing Galacticos almost with these kind of Lucy Bronze, Kira Walsh?
I think so. They've got Patrick Guijarro as well. They've got.
Must feel nice considering the way Real Madrid have been with the men's team, Barcelona with the women's team to be stacking it full of stars.
It is. They've got also one of the best players, goalkeepers, which she's going to retire this year, Sandra Paños. But she is absolutely...
Spanish national team goalie.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is absolutely... She's good. She's also strong, tall, not massive, but considering Spaniard women's football, quite good. But yeah, talking to Graham... She's a baller.
Yeah.
She is. Nobody talks about her. She's not very mentioned, at least in Barcelona. Not too sure about Norwegian. But yeah, happy days.
I always know a good player. I don't know about you, Ryan, when you Wikipedia players, if they've got a style of play section on their Wikipedia page.
What do you mean? Style way of...
Your Wikipedia page, you've obviously got your information, you've got your club career, and there's a style of play, and if it talks about a player's how they play on their Wikipedia page, you know that.
I never check Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Well, last time I
she
checked,
had a
it was
style of play on hers, and so it means she's a good player. Like,
Yeah.
ballers get that pretty much.
yeah.
Thank you very much for the last hour and a bit.
Amazing.
Really enjoyed it.
Already an hour? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Keep following us on social media. Give us a wee follow on Spotify, YouTube, all the usual. Give us a wee rating. 5-star ratings. I've got 107 followers. I've got 32 ratings. Need to get that up a little bit. So
You'll
give
get
us
200 after this. You'll see.
yeah, all from Spain.
For sure.
And you can also catch Carla out through Coach Gomez, Instagram, Facebook, website, the lot. Always finish on the
And YouTube as
and
well.
YouTube. Yeah,
You can find me on
Check
YouTube.
out them keepy ups. I always finish on the same question. I've said I was going to two-part earlier on. So if you've got a free kick to save your life, who takes a free kick?
On his prime. Okay, on his prime.
Yep.
Cristiano Ronaldo. On his prime.
Okay.
Not just
Okay.
now.
The Portsmouth one always sticks out to me. Like, man, it dips up and over the
And
wall.
over the wall. It's crazy.
One penalty to save your life. Who takes the penalty?
You. No. All the pressure on you. Then you
my heart
fell.
went there.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was about to say, Lee gets nervous before doing these. I can't even imagine him taking a penalty to save someone's life.
hyperventilating.
A penalty.
Yeah.
Some care.
Yeah. Good answer. Not had that one before. Take that. Thank you, Carla.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
No bother.
Great.